We're creating more health data than ever before, from our smartwatches to lab tests, but is any of it actually making us healthier? Today, we're going to look at how AI is becoming a kind of personal health co-pilot, helping us make sense of it all. And we're going to use a really fascinating application called MedMind to see exactly how this stuff works in the real world.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You get a lab report back, and it's just this wall of text. Words like creatinine or hemoglobin A1C, and it feels like it's written in a totally different language. You're literally holding critical information about your own body, but you feel completely in the dark.
And that really gets to the heart of the problem. We have so much access to our own health data now, doctor's notes, fitness app stats, you name it. But just having access doesn't mean you understand it. There's this huge gap between getting the data and actually knowing what to do with it.
So let's give this problem a name: health data overload. In this first section, we're going to break down what exactly makes all this information so tough for us to handle on our own.
It really boils down to a few key things. First, you've got the medical jargon, which honestly feels like it requires a special degree just to decipher. Then there are the lab results, with all those columns of numbers and reference ranges that are so hard to put into context. And on top of that, your records are probably scattered across different doctors' offices and online portals. So what's the end result? We're left feeling completely overwhelmed by the very information that's supposed to help us. But what if technology could actually bridge that gap? Well, that's exactly where AI is stepping in. So let's take a look at how it's becoming a personal medical assistant, designed to turn all that confusion into clarity.
And that brings us to MedMind. The best way to think of it is like a translator for your health. It's an app that's built to take all that jargon and those scattered reports we were just talking about and make the information clear, accessible, and actually useful for everyone, from patients to parents.
So what's under the hood? Well, it's powered by a specialized AI called LabelExa AI. This thing has been trained on massive amounts of medical data to make sure it's accurate and relevant. That makes it powerful enough for pretty much anyone, whether you're just tracking your own health or you're a professional who needs a quick summary. Plus, it's multilingual, breaking down barriers in French, English, and Arabic. Pretty cool.
Okay, so how does a tool like this actually work in the real world? Let's open up the digital toolkit and see what it can do. The main idea here is super simple, but so powerful. You can take a whole stack of documents, lab results, prescriptions, doctor's notes, and the AI just synthesizes it all. It spots any anomalies, pulls out the most important information, and gives you a summary that you can actually understand. Let's use a classic example, a lab report. The whole process is just 3 simple steps. First, you upload your results. It can be a PDF or even just a photo from your phone. Second, the AI gets to work, pulling out the key values and comparing them to what's considered normal. And third, you get back an interpretation that's meant to teach you something, not just throw a list of confusing numbers at you. It's not just about lab reports, though. The intelligence of this tool really shines with features like the symptom checker. And this isn't some one-size-fits-all thing. There's a general version for adults, and then a totally separate, dedicated version for kids. And that is so important because a child's symptoms and biology are completely different. So the AI uses algorithms specifically adapted for them to give much more relevant guidance. And the toolkit is surprisingly good. It goes way beyond documents to analyze medical images like X-rays or MRIs, helping you make sense of what you're looking at. It can even identify a pill from a single photo, telling you what it is and its dosage. Plus, you've got practical things like a BMI calculator to help you track key health indicators. Of course, anytime we talk about our personal health data, there's a huge question that comes up: security. Is all this information actually safe? Let's dig into how MedMind handles this critical issue.
Well, the company is really clear on this. For them, confidentiality isn't just some feature they tacked on at the end. It is the core principle. The entire system is built from the ground up with user privacy as the top priority, which, let's be honest, is the only way to build trust with a health app.
So what does that mean in practice? It means every single analysis is done anonymously. Any data you upload is encrypted, which basically scrambles it so no one else can read it. And it's kept completely private. Those 3 things, anonymous, encrypted, private, are the absolute foundation here. All right, let's zoom out for a minute. What does all of this really mean for the future of our relationship with our own health? At the end of the day, the goal of a tool like this isn't just to be a fancy calculator. It's to fundamentally change your relationship with medicine. It's about moving from a place where you feel confused and passive to a place of clarity and empowerment, where your own health data becomes a tool you can use to make smart, informed decisions. And this really sets the stage for what's coming next. We're watching AI evolve from a simple information tool into a real partner for our well-being. So that leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. As this AI partnership gets deeper and more capable, what's the next frontier for truly personal medicine?